I send you the link.
Yeah, beats.
They say I love money, penny. Oh, you say you love money, penny. So many say they can't love money, penny. They can't love money, penny. You love penny. Well, I what the money can do. 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 Well, I what the money can do. 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 I put my money in the red bank. Before I was buying the money, I left my money in the red bank. Hey, yeah. I never switch it from Bangladesh. They get it never stop, but the money can concentrate them. Hey, yeah. Please your boy, hey, please your boy. Oh, you know, please your boy. Please your boy, hey, please your boy. Oh, you know, please your boy. Nana, me, I don't you a dakuna. You nigga me a dakuna. You don't get more like you wanna dakuna. They una pay as you call. Looking for it, looking for it. And see money back here, I can see that to the looking for it, looking for it. Nana me a dakuna. You a dakuna. You nigga me a dakuna. You don't get more like you wanna dakuna. What the money can do? 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 Baby, calm down.
Pinto One of Delaware. Yes, it's Pinto One of Delaware, the name that counts when you talk quality painting works. For more than 2 decades, Pinto One has brought more life and vigor to thousands of residential and commercial complexes with our quality painting services. Give your homes, offices, bars, stores, hospitals, shops, etc. that look they deserve by choosing Pinto One of Delaware. For more information, call us on phone number 302-508-3034. Again, 302-508-3034. Or visit our website at pinterone.com/Delaware. Or better still, email us on ivan@pinterone.com or holly@pinterone.com. Schedule a free estimate and get 10% off by using the promo code Costa. Pinto One of Delaware. Renew your space, renew your life.
She did give me small, I know.
Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency is the name that counts when you talk quality and affordable insurance services. Located in central New Jersey, Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency provides homeowner insurance, commercial and business insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, and a lot more. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to ensure we provide affordable pricing and quality services to our clients. Not only that, we also offer free financial planning consultation, and we are licensed in 20 states across the USA. At Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency, our staff are well trained to handle all your insurance needs. Visit our website on www.pmassinsurance.com or call us on phone number 609-571-3037. That's 609-571-3037. Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency, your low-cost insurance partner. It is often said any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. That is why I introduce to you a company with magic, SM Group Incorporated. SM Group Incorporated is an internet technology company that provides the best quality and cheapest internet services, including IT management services, supplies of IT equipment, networking, mobile app and software development, structural cabling, and web design. We also develop POS cash register system for small businesses like mini-mart, supermarket, restaurants, and bar, hotel management software for reservations and online booking. SM Group Incorporated installs biometric systems that include hotel door locks and access control, database, CCTV security, and motion sensor system installation with 24/7 monitoring and cloud backup storage with mini solar backup power system. Coming soon is the SM Group SASE-Net, which will deploy hundreds of Wi-Fi hotspots across the city with high-speed, affordable broadband internet service for less than $100 Liberian. For more information, visit our website at www.smgroupincorporated.net or email us at info@smgroupincorporated.net or call cell numbers 0777-881-881. We are located at the intersection of Kerry and Center Streets in Monrovia.
Do you need a car?
Ready for an upgrade?
Then come to Sika Motors, sole distributors of Toyota vehicles, Mitsubishi vehicles, and Yamaha motorbikes, genuine accessories and spare parts.
You name it, we have it. We have the 2022 brands of Toyota vehicles. Select from our new Toyota Starlight,
Toyota Belter, Toyota Rush.
We've got the best deal in town through our Sika Motors financing schemes with selected banks, EcoBank Liberia and UBA Liberia, starting at the lowest as $500 USD. You won't believe these prices. Come for quality, reliability, and durability. Take a spin and let's make a deal.
Sika Motors on UN Drive at Sayotown, Bushra Island, or call Sika Motors on +231 775 987 758 or email cmarketing@cfao.com. Sika Motors, drive with confidence. Do you need a car?
Ready for an upgrade?
Then come to Sika Motors, sole distributors of Toyota vehicles, Mitsubishi vehicles, and Yamaha motorbikes, genuine accessories and spare parts.
You name it, we have it. We have the 2022 brands of Toyota vehicles. Select from our new Toyota Starlight,
Toyota Belter, Toyota Rush.
We've got the best deal in town through our Sika Motors financing schemes with selected banks, EcoBank Liberia and UBA Liberia, starting at the lowest as $500 USD. You won't believe these prices. Come for quality, reliability, and durability. Take a spin and let's make a deal.
Sika Motors on UN Drive at Sayotown, Bushra Island, or call Sika Motors on +231 775 987 758 or email cmarketing@cfao.com. Sika Motors, drive with confidence.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Folks, welcome to the program. You're listening to the Costa Show.
And we're very glad to be here. Today's it's a beautiful day from where I sit, and we're grateful. Today is the 29th of August 2022. It's 10:30 a.m. in Liberia. The time in Delaware is 6:30, and it's a good day. Good morning, Baka.
Good morning, Cos, and good morning to our many listeners. It's good that we are back here with a brand new week, the end of our breath month, August. It's been raining cats and dogs the past 3 days. Probably just a farewell August is giving us, but it's been raining really, really falling downpour. And that just it. It's good to be here with you this morning.
So Jefferson Koji, the Gucci clown, the name we gave him, which has stuck. He's returned to Liberia. You all may not be aware, but Jefferson Koji was suspended, and he was suspended as mayor. But they decided to do it quietly. I don't know what kind of suspension you do quietly. I mean, what effect does it have, right? They suspended him because it was his boys acting on his instructions that carry out that infamous, inhumane, mindless, violent attack on the soup students, one of whom, Christopher Civilly, was badly hurt, currently seeking medical treatment out of the country. So Koji was granted a U.S. visa recently to come to the United States, very strangely. And he was celebrating while he was given the visa. Everybody was like, oh, but we thought to say Koji could not get a U.S. visa. Well, I'm not going to tell you why Koji was given a visa, at least not now. There's something I'm waiting for. When the time comes, I will tell you why Koji was given that visa to come to America. But the purpose for Koji getting the visa to come to America has been served. It was not even in his interest. He might be foolish to think that the Americans simply decided to give him a visa because he had requested one before in the past and it was not given. And then they suddenly decided to give it to him this time. So he must have been very excited. So he jumped on the plane and came to the States. And he really had nothing to do. He was just going around from place to place. But Koji went back to Liberia. He was here in the States when the three officials were sanctioned. When he got back to Liberia, he spoke at CEO, the Center for the Exchange of Intellectual Opinions. CEO. Sure. For those of you who do not know what CEO is, it is what you would call a hatai shop. But we don't call it that because it is beyond that. I'm a member of CEO, a proud one too. CEO is an intellectual center for those of us who know and who appreciate being a member of such an organization. So I am a proud member of CEO. Now, so Mr. Koji went to CEO, paid CEO a visit. It's right there on Kerry Street. And he said some things, very foolish remarks he made. In his remarks upon his return to the country after his frivolous, frolicking visit, I like that word, frolicking. His frivolous and frolicking visit here in the United States, Koji returned to Liberia, paid a visit to CEO, and among many things he said, gushing and cascading out of his Gucci clown, dim-witted mouth, Koji said, and I quote, "We respect our friends, the Americans." These are Koji's words. Listen to me. "We respect our friends, the Americans." And by the way,
He did not exactly speak the way I'm speaking because there's no way he could speak like me. Of course, you know that. But I don't know how to debase myself to Koji's level in terms of how he speaks and how his brain works. But I will try. We respect our friends, the Americans and the British people, but you have to respect us too, because we have no record of violence. For making George Weah president is our only crime. But we want to thank the president for taking the right decision. And don't think because you have sanctioned a few government officials, we will get intimidated. Jefferson Koji. Those are his words. And don't think because you have sanctioned a few government officials, we will get intimidated. Isn't that boy an absolutely irredeemably stupid idiot? Yeah, that is Koji, who just returned from the United States. Basically, challenging the Americans.
Yeah.
The Pipipa Koji clown.
Yeah, it just appears that.
Waka, you are low. I don't know why, but you are low.
Okay, so that just appears that sanction, no sanction, we don't care about the Americans. They can go ahead, sanction the entire government. We will not be intimidated. That's just a message.
Because you have sanctioned a few officials does not mean that we will be intimidated. Those were Jefferson Koji's words. Well, Mr. Koji, you are going to be sanctioned yourself very soon. In a few months, you will be sanctioned yourself.
They may not be intimidated because if it can be on other people, and he's saying they are not intimidated. Here is Siemens Serena Seaford is getting crazy. He don't know he's going to lose. Then for you, Koji, you are sitting over a fat budget, running the country like this. Then you're saying the Americans, where you go, where you want to be, sanction few government officials, you say you won't be intimidated. Let's wait and see what come out. If you or the Americans, who the strongest in the world, they will know.
So that is the issue. Mr. Koji said he's not afraid. He's telling the Americans, just because you sanction a few of us, don't think that we are afraid of you. We are not intimidated. Small boy. Yeah. That is what happens. People don't learn from history. The Weah people should learn from what happened to the Charles Taylor people when sanctions came on them. By the way, D15 is not on this morning. They're having some technical issues. So the radio is not on this morning. But we are on across all our online platforms. That's what happens when you don't have a sense of history. Because if you did have a sense of history, you would not make this kind of reckless and stupid statements. No, you wouldn't. You would not, because you would know what it means when America is out for you. When they have it out for you, they go all the way. They don't stop. They don't stop. They go all the way. Now, folks, we're about to say something to you that's very, very ridiculous. The National Fire Service. About 2 weeks ago, the news broke, very disturbing news, that one of the houses in the compound, a smaller house, there are actually two houses. One of the houses, the smaller house in the compound of the newly minted Unity Party chairman, Luther Tapper, got gutted by fire. We all saw the pictures, very terrible. And had it not been for God, that fire would have also burned the bigger house. But it only burned the smaller house and burned his car, his vehicle, which was parked right next to the small house, to the smaller house. It burnt it completely. So the fire seemed very suspicious. Now, some of us held the view that the fire seemed like an arson attack. Somebody lit that fire. That's what we suspected. We suspected without any hard facts. We didn't have any hard facts. But listen to me. A few days ago, last weekend, the National Fire Service had a press conference. I believe it was on Thursday. The National Fire Service people said they believe that the source of the fire was as the result of a faulty extension cord. Cord, C-O-R-D. They believe that a faulty extension cord started the fire that gutted the house and the vehicle. Yeah. They said it so definitively, you would think that they were in the house when the fire started. Now, how does anybody know that? Or how does anybody believe that? The first thing is this. The National Fire Service folks were not invited to conduct any inspection or any investigation after the fire incident. Even if they were invited to do it, how would they have determined that it was a faulty extension cord that led to the fire getting started in the first place? How would they have known? And please tell me. Let me give you a scenario. The whole house was burned to the ground. So the extension cord must have also burned. Every piece of evidence that could indicate how the fire was started could not be accessed. How would you find it? The building had burned. Everything was burned. Every appliance, every piece of furniture, everything in that house had burned. We saw the pictures. But somehow, in some inexplicable manner or fashion, the National Fire Service people, the experts at the National Fire Service, were able to determine that it was a faulty extension cord that started the fire. I'm just wondering how those Sanama swines could have determined that.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how. The whole house was burned to the ground. Everything was burned. You think if the roof was burned, the furniture burned, you think the extension cord. So what happened there? The extension cord survived the fire. The extension cord that supposedly started the fire survived the fire. And then they were able to go and see the extension cord and say, oh, yeah, this is the extension cord that started the fire. Is that what happened? Man, these guys are a bunch of unprofessional idiots. We agree we have a partisan police force. We agree we have, but a partisan, ineffective fire service too? They will lie like that? What would have happened if the assembly said, my people, we know what started the fire. We don't know what started this fire. Because Bwakai, they were not even allowed onto the premises to conduct any sort of investigation. So how the hell could they have possibly determined that it was a faulty extension cord that started the fire in the first place, when they did not even have access to the premises? And that is the exact same reason that Mr. Luther Tappe refused to allow them access on his premises, because they knew for sure that they would not be credible in whatever they would eventually say. Because you know what? They are hasty and determined to extricate the government of any blame, of any guilt, or of any suspicion. Oh, they're not government people did it, or they're not government supporters did it. So that the extension call. My man, these guys are unprofessional, my man. I mean, how will you know? How would you know it's an extension cord and the whole house burned?
But Costa, what I'm thinking here is that even a fire is caused by an extension cord, the extension cord will be the first thing to get burned before reaching out to other things.
No,
so,
in this case, the extension cord did not get burned. The extension cord started the fire, but the extension cord remained unscathed by the fire. And it remained pretty much intact to be able to inform the fire service experts that it was the extension cord that started the fire. So everything in the house burned, but the extension cord. That's what these cinnamon swines are telling us. And even if that were the case, which is impossible, how would they have known when they didn't have access to the premises? How could they know that? They didn't let them go there to investigate. And then they had the audacity to tell the nation that the fire incident at the house of the Unity Party chairman was as a result of a faulty extension cord. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. You know, these things are serious. And, you know, they're so serious because these people are supposed to be professionals. They are not supposed to be partisan people. They are supposed to be people you should call and say, oh, I got fire to my house, y'all please come. And you should trust them to do their job professionally. But to do this, to look at people, intelligent people, and you're lying to them like this, it's just, I give up on a minute, man. You got fire to your house, don't call fire 7 people. Because more than likely, they will not even come. If they finally made it there to you, they would arrive late, or they would have arrived late, and not much they would have been able to do for you. If they actually made it out to you, it would not be in time, and it would not make much of a difference. The fire would have gutted your premises before they arrived.
And, you know, I got so surprised, Costa, when the National Fire Service boss said, if any other expert are brought in and they prove me wrong that what I have said here today, that the fire was caused by an extension cord, is not true, I will resign my post. I will do this, I will do that. But my question here is that how will the fire burn everything in the house, including the house itself? Then you go and notice that the fire was caused by an extension cord. Because if the extension cord was the one that got up by fire previously, it was going to burn before the fire extending to other things in the house or the house itself. So we are not kids around here that somebody will just come and fool us and tell us that, oh, the fire was established. It was established that the fire was created by an extension cord. Hell no. No. We'll not accept that, and we're letting you guys know you are in a position today, not because of we are, not because of whosoever, but because of the Liberian people. And if you are given a piece of job to do and you want to build up a partisan sentiment of it, it becomes problem. Let's focus on the reality. Let's forget about the party, other things. If a piece of job is given to you, work as a dedicated Liberian, not being a follower or a diehard supporter of Weah just to please Weah and his gain. No. What officially happened at the residence of the Unity Party party chairman, you should come up with the facts, but not coming and lie to us that the fire was got by the fire were established or created by the extension cord. No, be real to us. Don't come and lie to us. We are not kids around here.
Apparently, Buckeye, you know, let me tell you something. Just because they lied, even if that fire was started by something that was not, or it wasn't started by somebody, even if it was not a sinister or it was not arson, it was just an ordinary fire. Buckeye, how would anybody believe that now?
I tell you.
Yeah, because they've lied. You know, when you lie like that, like you're trying to cover up something, and it gives people reason to begin to think that then maybe they know who did the arson attack. So they are trying to lie because it is a lie. How would you know the extension cord caused the fire? How would you know that? Okay. How would anybody possibly know that? It makes no sense at all. But hey, so they had the Darlington County confirmation hearing, and we're waiting for the Senate to let us know what they're going to do, because normally the Senate will not speak again, except no, the Senate would not speak after they've conducted a confirmation hearing for a presidential nominee. They would then write the president and inform the president of their decision, and that decision is based on a vote. So they would then inform the president whether they have decided to confirm that person or not. So then we would hear from the side of the president later on whether that individual has been confirmed. So the way it works is that the president nominates. If that position requires a confirmation, they would then send that individual to the Senate for confirmation. Once the person goes to the Senate for confirmation, and if the person is confirmed, the Senate would then communicate with the president to inform the president that that nominee has been confirmed. And once that's done, the president then writes to appoint the person. So often we can say, oh, the president made appointments in government. Appointments are made only after confirmation takes place, where confirmation is necessary. So we're waiting to hear what happens with Darlington County. I can't wait to hear what happens with Darlington County. And Baga, we deserve to know how our senators vote. They need to vote in a way. I remember the American ambassador spoke in at his op-ed he released on the 15th of March on Joseph Jenkins Roberts' birthday. The American ambassador said they had invested money in setting up an electronic voting system at the Liberian legislature. It's true. That system was so that we know we can hold our politicians, our elected officials to account on how they vote on issues that go before them. But you know what the boys did, Waka? The boys made sure that system broke down. They didn't want it working, Waka. They didn't want it working. Because once you have that system working, it keeps them in check. People know how to vote.
It exposes them.
It does. People would know how to vote on every issue. So the boys made sure that thing doesn't work. I don't know whether they've gotten it back up, but they made sure it wasn't working. They sabotaged the system. This thing here, each senator and each representative has it right there in their little booth where they sit. When it's time to vote, you just press it, and what does it do? It automatically records your vote, and
yes or no,
it shows how you voted. Transparency, my brother. That's what it does. Transparency. But they don't want transparency. They don't want us to know how they voted. So we are waiting to see how they voted or how they're going to vote on the Darlington County issue. One of them had recommended that they conduct an investigation into Darlington County's CV. We know his CV is but he got a partial BSc. He has no administrative background. He doesn't have a degree. He's never managed anything anywhere. And so he's not fit to run the airport. He is not fit to run the airport. It is as clear as day. He is not fit to run the airport.
Costa, Costa, what would they be investigating? When one thing at the executive mansion, when they make a lie to us that what was posted on the executive mansion website was not given to them by him, and he bring another CV at the library senate, two different things.
Yeah. He said that. He said it. He said, look, he said, this is my CV. I have a partial degree. That means I don't have a bachelor's degree. I did some credits. I earned some credits at Cutting University before I traveled to the US, but I don't have a bachelor's degree. But so who then told the people at the executive mansion that Daniel has a bachelor's degree from Cuttington, which he does not have, that he has a master's degree from a university in the US, which he also does not have, that he is a manager at Boeing, the world's largest aircraft manufacturer, which he does not work, has never worked, that he has an FAA license, which he does not have. He lied. He said he has a license. The reason that does not have an FAA license to work as an aircraft engineer or maintenance technician, not engineer, I'm sorry, technician, is because Darlington County has 2 DUIs. They arrested him twice, driving a tractor trailer drunk. So his CDLA license was revoked. He cannot drive an 18-wheeler truck anymore, and his license. So he could not have sat the exam to earn or to get his FAA license. He could not because of that. So who manufactured that fictitious CV for Darlington County and posted it on the executive mansion's website?
Costa, it was given to the E-Mansion by Darlington County himself. When they
Conley.
Darlington County himself.
Also, so you think he gave it to them? But the fact that if he gave it to them, and now he is saying he did not give it to them. He said it. He said at the comment hearing, he said, I don't know who gave it to them. He said, that CV that's there is not my CV. Please deal with me based on this CV that I'm presenting to you here now. That is why one of the senators said, let's commission an investigation to do a verification or authentication of the CV.
Wow. Costa, that's the executive mansion website.
Of course.
Before any information go on that website,
it must have been verified.
Verify.
And verified again.
Verify. That's my problem, because Darlington County saying that this that was posted on the E-Mansion website, no, I don't know anything about it. Judge me based on what I'm providing to you. That's two different things. And he could be disqualified just by that.
But hey, you know what? Even if the senators agree, if the senators want to do the right thing, even if they agree with what Darlington County said, that he has no knowledge of that fictitious CV that the executive mansion posted, and that they should only deal with him based on the CV that he's presenting now. Then here's the thing. Even the CV he's presenting now does not qualify him for the job.
Partially.
It does not. It does not qualify him for the job. To be the airport managing director or the director general, you must be a seasoned administrator or manager. Darlington County has no experience in management, no experience in administration whatsoever. Number two, they want to rely on the fact that Darlington County is supposedly an aircraft maintenance technician. He got a 21-month course. He earned a 21-month certificate from a vocational school. Good. But he has never worked in the field because he does not have a license. You have to have an FAA license to work in that field. So he has no experience even in that area. So then on what basis would Darlington County qualify to be the boss of the airport? Please tell me, on what basis? None whatsoever. But I would like to speak to something here, and I want you all to listen to me very keenly before you begin to jump the gun and start shouting at me. Just listen to what I'm about to say. And I've been thinking about this. You see, in Liberia, we live in a country where, as a Liberian business person, as Liberians in general who are in business, we have a government, not just this government. It didn't start with this government. It's always been that way, and it's wrong. This is something we've passionately spoken up against. We've spoken against this thing for so long. The government does not promote and support its own people. The government awards contracts every year, different types of contracts, to the tune of millions and millions and millions of dollars every year. But the government does not prioritize Liberians, even competent Liberian firms. We know this very well. Very, very well. It's come to my attention, Bwaka, and I'm pretty sure you've come across it as well. That a certain young man, he's not a public figure, he's not a politician, he's a Liberian. His name is Kelvin Bwima. Kelvin is close with Nathaniel McGill. Everybody knows that. Do you not know that, Bwaka?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows Kelvin is close with Nathaniel McGill.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no, not even Kelvin can tell anybody that he's not close with McGill, because it's a well-established fact that Kelvin is very close with Nathaniel McGill. There's a company called East International. It's a Chinese company. East International has been in Liberia since Ellen time. East International came to Liberia when Ellen was president. The company was established in 2010. They did a lot of roads. What's the road called? One of the roads that they did is that back road from the barracks. They call that road Redemption Road. Redemption Road. Redemption Road is right there behind the barracks. East International has done a lot of projects in Liberia. It's a Chinese company. We've talked about East International on this Costa Show before. We talked about it before when Ellen was in power. Does anybody really believe that Kelvin owns East International? Do you think Kelvin owns the Chinese company East International? Kelvin met East International folks in China, where he went to school. That's where he met them, when he went to school in China. It's a Chinese company. So when they came to Liberia, they hired him, and he started working for the company, the manager or something. He speaks Chinese fluently, and so they wanted a Liberian person to manage the company. Yeah, they did the PSP role. Yeah, they've done a lot of roles. Solomon Yeager. So East International has been in Liberia for many years. They did lots of contracts way before this government came to power. So Kelvin Bwima is the Liberian who's been with East International. Now they got the RI road project. That road project, I have my own issues with it, like everybody else, about the way they're doing the project. But that's besides the point. But the point that I'm raising here, Bwaka, is that of all the companies that are getting contracts with this government, and most of the companies are foreign companies, by the way, we single out the one Liberian that is associated with one of the companies. And that's the one everybody's beating on. So that's just my point to you. The Lebanese are getting contracts to the tune of millions of dollars. Chinese are getting contracts. You name it. Lots of contracts are flying left and right Foreigners are getting them. A company that a Liberian is associated with, that he doesn't even own the company. He doesn't even own the company. And I see us flocking on him. They're beating him up. Rose Jones, thank you. It's a 100% Chinese company. They are flocking Kelvin Buima as though he owns the company. Even if he didn't own the company. When you look at the fact that most Liberians don't get contracts, and if one Liberian is opportune to be getting contracts, we choose to flock on the Liberian. It is the one Liberian we're flocking on. All the Chinese people are getting contracts. You not see them posting picture of Zun Junjing or Jing Jiangzhong. We are not flocking on them. We are flocking on the one Liberian that is associated with one of the companies. That is my issue right there. Sama Sagaman, we have a fundamental problem as a people. Foreigners are getting all the contracts. There's one company that hired a Liberian who has a master's degree and is in a law school, and that is the one company we are flocking on. We're not flocking, we're not beating up on the Chinese and the Indians and the Lebanese. It is the one Liberian that we are beating up on. And then the Indians and the Chinese, they're just looking at us and say, oh, y'all be beating on your own man while we're eating the money. That is the fundamental issue with us, because we as a people, we don't love one another. East International is a Chinese company that came to Liberia ever since. They've been in Liberia ever since. You want to criticize the way they're doing the work? Criticize them. Let me say this. You want to criticize the company for the way they're doing the work? People got problem with Ralphie Highway. I got problem with the Ralphie Highway from the pictures I've seen. I'm going to Liberia in December. We're not even going to get on that road at night to drive because the road is bad. The way they dug those big holes on the side of the road is bad. Criticize them all you want for the way they're doing the work. But to see that East International, that Kelvin owned the company, and that Kelvin doing that Kelvin making all the money, it makes no sense. East International has been in Liberia since Ellen time. Thank God, plenty of you know that they did plenty of projects in Liberia when Ellen was president. Then you take Paul Kelvin, and every day you're attacking him as though he owns the company. Kelvin Buima does not own East International. It is a 100% Chinese-owned company. Kelvin is close with Nathaniel McGill. Yes. Everybody knows that. He's friends with McGill. Most people are friends with, plenty of people are friends with McGill. But the company is not for him. He works for the company. Quality Control is a company that he owns. They did the street lights. Quality Group. They did the street lights. They did all that stuff. But to say that the boys are getting all the contract and you're getting all the contract, you beat up on the poor Liberian boy. You don't beat up on the Chinese people and the Indian people. So that is my point. My point is it a crime for a Liberian to be working with a company that wins contracts? That a crime? Because he's working with a company that wins contracts. So that hate crime. But the foreigners get contracts. We don't complain. You know how many foreigners are getting contracts? And the company doesn't even belong to him. And even if it did, even if East International belonged to Kelvin Buima, shouldn't we be happy that one Liberian is benefiting from contracts? Shouldn't we be happy? So that is my point. That is exactly the point that I'm trying to make. You got all the other companies, all of them owned by foreigners. Every one of these other companies owned by foreigners. The company that Kelvin owns is Quality Group. They did the street lights. East International, he works for them, with them. He does not own that company. He does not own East International. You have a problem with East International? I have a problem with East International. I got a problem with the way they're building the Ralphie Highway. But you beat up on the Liberian, not the Chinese, not the Indians. Something has got to be wrong with us. Something have got to be wrong with us. No, you're not understanding me. If they have an issue with the project, with the way they're doing the project, fine. Fine. I'm not happy myself with the way they're doing the project. But that you attack the Liberian person. You don't attack the Lebanese. You don't attack the Indians. You don't attack all the foreigners. You single out the one young Liberian person that's benefiting. At least you should be saying, at least we got one Liberian benefiting. That's what you should be saying. At least one Liberian is benefiting. Because, Joe, we have promised us that our Liberians will not be spectators in their own economy, but we are spectators. That is what we are, spectators in our own economy. So foreigners getting all the contracts. So foreigners getting all the contracts. But when Liberian men get one, by the time you will start investigating that contract, hey, how did men get it one? You will not battle. The foreigners get all the contracts. You don't complain. When Liberian men get one, that the time now you want to investigate how they got it, what their pa need, what their man need, what is that? It's a mindset problem. And I will tell you the truth. It's a mindset problem. The Liberian, all the foreigners getting everything. One Liberian man get one. That the time you want to know what are the Liberian men they follow PPCC correct? That time you want to know all your document, what are the data, all the I's correct, the cross, all the T correct? What are the people that are blue people or that are white people? But when the Lebanese and the Indian people got their own, you not care about how they got their own. I mean, let be fair, man. The other people didn't get their own babati way. You not care about how they got their own the babati way. But when your brother, when one of your own brother managed to get one, that the one you put you more on. Oh, the man, yeah, that man get it one, yeah, he get the other one, yeah. Then the time you know, you open your eyes to see all the problems wrong with a man uno contract. The Indian man who you not care. The Lebanese man who you not care. But let your brother get one. Let your brother get one. Let your brother just get one contract. That the time you get problem with him. Amen. Enough. Leave Kelvin Bwima alone. Leave him alone. And you know why? Because he's not a politician. That he water inside the contract. The contract that they gave a company. That he gave it to himself. Let me tell you something. The system is so rotten. The system is so set up in such a way that we hate one another that they will give foreigner $100 million contract. We're not care. But let them just give Liberian man $5 million contract. Hey! Why they give it a black guy? That first get black guy camera piggy. He can't even make it be more in the community. He can't be running behind all our girlfriend there. That is the mentality with us. But why are you laughing? This is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Who getting all the contracts? You don't have to like Kelvin Bwima. To hell with Kelvin Bwima. It's not about him. It's about the fact That Bwaga, we are so angry when a fellow Liberian gets something good. So the foreigner they can get rich. But Liberian man is not supposed to get rich in your own country. You now hear that analyzing and criticizing how the Liberian man got home? No. You now hear that concern how the Indian man got own a contract? No. But you know what they get problem with? How the Liberian man get home? And as I told you, is Kevin close with McGill? Yes. Part of the reason why people are attacking him because he's close with Nathaniel McGill? Yes. And you know, when you're friends with people, when those friends are getting hit, especially when they are McGill a politician. McGill signed up for this. McGill is a politician. He signed up for this. He's a politician. So getting hit, getting attacked, that's what Nathaniel McGill signed up for. So nobody gets sympathy here for him that he's getting attacked or he's getting hit because he is a politician. That's what politicians do. Politicians get attacked. Politicians get hit on. That's what Nathaniel McGill signed up for. But is Kevin Bwima a politician? He's not a politician. He's a young businessman who is fortunate to have studied in China, made connections with the Chinese people, and he brought them to Liberia. So my people, y'all can't let go. He studied in China. He came back home. He brought the company, and the company hired him as their manager. Years later, he started his own company called Quality Group, and they did some projects in Liberia even before the government came to power. Even before the government came to power. And the good thing is everybody knows that these companies, Quality Group and East, have been around even before the government came to power. My only point I'm making here this morning is that you don't have a problem with the foreigners getting all the contracts. You don't complain as much about the manner in which they were awarded the contracts, but you complain when a Liberian citizen gets one contract. The foreigners get 50 contracts, Liberian men get one. That the one you concerned about, not the 50. What does that tell you about you? What does that tell you about you? Kelvin is not a government official. He is a young, industrious Liberian. He's close with McGill. He will take heat for being close with McGill. Yes! When you make friendships, one guy, the people you're friends with, when they are being attacked, sometimes they will come after you too. They will. They will come after you too. But my point here is this. If they get 50 contracts, 49 of them to foreigners, and one of them is to a Liberian, I will be happy that at least one Liberian got one. I will not attack the Liberian because the Liberians are seldom awarded contracts. They hardly ever give us any contracts. So be happy for the Liberian. That's my point. That is just my point. My point is not whether he's friends with this or he's friends with that. My point is he's a Liberian. His company was awarded contract and they better perform. They better deliver. He's international as a Chinese company. Ellen getting plenty of contracts. They didn't come to in Liberia now. They've been in Liberia since 2014 or earlier. That is the point that I'm trying to make. That's just also. We hate one another, and that's one of the things we need to change in the country. We need to learn to be happy for one another. If Bwaga Kamara does well, we should celebrate. Bwaga, let me tell you something. By the time the year, where have you been to hear Liberian people talk good about Liberian people? Soon they oh Bwaga doing very well. That PC Bwaga man, that fully picking.
That's selfish, man.
In fact, the people who knew you from back in the day when you had nothing, everyone have fully picking, always be passing around in the community. You know how Liberian people are? That begins to pass around the community because they're envious of where you are today. Okay. They're envious of where you are today, so they will complain about that. When they see you drive a nice car, they will complain. They see you live in a nice house, they will complain. You may not even be hurting them, you may not be doing anything to them at all, but just the fact that it is you are a Liberian. That's the way we'll operate. But let's go to the phone lines, Baga. So that's my point. You give the foreigners all the contracts, and one Liberian man get one. That Liberian man, you me? What's wrong with you people? That uno cabin on a contract, okay, and they ain't get it in the correct way. They get the foreigners in the own the correct way. The contracts all the foreigners got, they give it in the correct way. You not get problem with that one. That your Liberian brother get one, not the one you concerned about. The people carry the elephant, the other people carry the red deer, the squirrel, the opossum, the opossum the young man is carrying that the one you fighting over. Let the Lebanese man carry the elephant. Let the Indian man carry the red deer. But the squirrel, the Peking cat, that the one you fighting over. Oh, that squirrel there, look at that squirrel there. Enough for you. That squirrel, look at the way the squirrel looking. That squirrel. What kind of mentality is that? Damn it. Jesus Christ. That is my problem. We hate one another. I don't know McGill or no this or no that. McGill is a politician. Attack him all you want. But Kelvin, leave him the hell alone. He's a young private businessman. And besides, he did not award himself the contract. Did Kelvin award himself the contract? No. Jesus. Let's go take some calls. We're supposed to be having Fangong here this morning. We invited him. Let me see whether he's available.
All right. 0770102 086-218-004 0770102. Yeah, we're taking your calls this morning wherever you are. However you're joining us, call on the following numbers. You will be live with us this morning. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name is joining us from?
My name is Ansi Foko, calling from Atlanta, Georgia. My friend had to, I have the issue of Henry Costa. I don't know whether he contradicting himself or contradicting the Liberian people. I'm a little bit confused because this man just from criticizing the fire service of Liberia that they are now, and people of value that cannot detect a fire problem, but if it is America, he will. Hello.
Go ahead, conclude quickly, my brother.
What a point you make. At the end of the day, we can't be like that, man. Costa will praise somebody who can put something in his pocket, and when it comes to Liberia, he will criticize the fire department. For what? Okay, so we are the same Liberian.
Hello. Listen,
go ahead.
Okay, so who he praised that put something in your pocket?
Let me answer that question.
The guy who is dead, who is just for president.
Hello, listen to me now. Listen.
Blah 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 blah.
Listen now.
Listen, let's have a dialogue.
Don't let him go. Let him answer the question.
Costa, I have a few questions for him. So, were you there for Costa to give, or Costa, you were there when Costa was giving money to defend?
My man, I know Costa to be a war criminal, man. Come on, Costa is a war criminal. You won't bribe for anybody.
Hello?
Hello?
Were you there when Costa was giving the money to defend Boyman?
Oh, so the allegation you put all the people you can be there in prison to see any information you can get.
How much was Costa given to defend Boyman?
Yeah, Costa is you won't bribe for anybody.
How much they give me?
Simple question.
That's why I'm saying the information you guys can get. That's why I'm asking you the information you guys can get on people.
Okay, so
you can be in prison. No.
Okay, how much was Costa given to defend Boyman? Simple question.
Why you come and give me your question?
How much was Costa given to defend Boyman?
I don't know how much they gave him, but he said
was the money given in check or cash?
My man, I don't know the
go, man.
So we take more calls 077-0102-102-886-0103.
Look, let me tell you something. Even if it was John Brown, I would say the same thing. Boy, do people not know me here for being very passionately defensive of Liberian business people? Plenty of the advertisement we're running there for business people, boy, do they pay?
No, free.
We run advertisement for free because we believe in defending and promoting Liberian business people. The point I'm trying to make is simple. You get 50 contracts to 49 to foreigners. Liberian men get one. That the Liberian men who you complaining about. That the Liberian men who you complaining about. You're not complaining about the 49 they get to foreigners. That is my point. That is my point. Leave the Liberian men that got one alone. And I will not stop saying that because somebody will say, oh yeah, they get cost that money, they get cost that money. I will not stop saying that. It is about Liberian economic empowerment. Georgia left us out in the stadium. All the big contracts, social foreigners got them. One Liberian picking set up company, he get a small contract. Then you vest. The men get contract. They get a man contract. You're not variable. All the foreigners then are the one Liberian man you variable. Let's go take some calls, man. Y'all stop that thing there, man. The foreigner must eat, the Liberian man must not eat. Eh? Seriously? Let's take some calls, boy.
Okay, the WhatsApp number is +231-888-624-171. Let's take this person on the line. Good morning.
Any day for being marginalized.
Hello?
Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Hello?
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 Yeah, good morning.
Yep, your name is calling from?
My name is Wale Kokwe, calling for Slum again.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just agree with Costa. If one today is the road tomorrow, this guy is heavy, is complaining, is bidding, some fella go all around here. So we should not defend other people and be and start getting other people.
He does not own that company. Baga, please tell him, he does not own that company.
Yeah.
He does not own a company that is constructing
road.
roads, okay?
The company is not by him.
He is the head for the company in Nigeria.
No, that's not true. No, it's not true, my brother. You have to check your facts, okay?
He does not own the company and he does not even run that company anymore.
Okay.
He does not. He runs his own company, Quality Group.
Okay, let me put it in simple text. The people that are putting the letter on the street, the leopard and all the other people dating there, like they may get a company there. But the one that are doing the road, now they may own it.
And not a company.
Now a company there. All right.
The Ravi Road, not a company. He is a company like Ellington, but that's not a company. That Chinese people.
Good morning.
Good morning, Boyga, and good morning to the voice of the voiceless.
Welcome, Eddie.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Erin Sharif. You see, Costa, just like you say in Liberia, we don't love one another. Do you know that all the small businesses in Liberia are supposed to be getting loans from the bank? But instead, the bank take that money and give it to those foreigners who are doing business in Liberia, and they leave the Liberian business people. Why you award all the contract to all the foreigners? You can't go to them, but you coming after one Liberian man because he ain't all the fire. So you coming after him. And that's just why the government been doing time immemorial suppressing Liberian businesses. Who told you Liberian people don't get business idea?
Exactly.
But if you try to do your little business and you go to the bank to get money, they can't give you it. They will say, oh, Liberian people can pay that. But of course, let me just tell you this. Do you know that a lot of foreigners have took money from the bank and up to today's day they can't pay, and you can't hear it in the media?
No, you
but when one Liberian that do one thing, they will stereotype everybody and they will start marginalizing us. So thank you very much, Pedro.
We are quick to put one another down. Oh, Liberian man can't do that one. That's what we are quick to do. You see? Let's take some more calls there, Boga. I'm trying to get in touch with Eugene Fangong, but I can't get him. Maybe the man is sleeping. Let's take some more calls there.
Somebody send me the man music. The man song easy Costa.
Who made song?
Oh, They made a mention. They made a mention.
Not compete for you unless you don't.
Baga, hold on. You see, Tom Will, thank you for bringing up my brother Ben Senvi. Ben Senvi's company took $45,000 from the SDR program. SDR? Yeah, I think that's what they were called, SDR. The government had a small loan scheme where they were giving loans to small businesses. And Ben Senvi's company, his family business, took $45,000. And they brought in the beer. They imported beer. Then PSDR. Thank you, Stephen Johnson. PSDR. They brought in the thing. Stephen Johnson knows way more about this, about that scheme. It was actually a good scheme, but they abused it. Most of the people who took the money were friends, people from the ministry. They took the money. But in theory, in principle, it was a good thing. Ben Senvi company took $45,000. The family company. They imported beer. I don't know, what kind of beer they brought? Stephen, what kind of beer did Ben Senvi's family company bring in? They brought in the beer. The beer didn't do well. The beer didn't do well. So the business didn't do well. They brought in the beer. Somebody said Joe Howard Taylor took some of the money as well. There you go. I didn't even know that. Stephen Johnson was at finance. He knows a lot. He knows way more than I do. A lot of people. Bavaria beer. Thank you, Stephen Johnson. Bavaria beer. That's the beer Ben Senvi. They actually brought the beer. The whole thing you'll be attacking Ben Senvi. You talk about $45,000. No, they took a loan. They brought in $45,000. They took $45,000 loan. They brought the Bavaria beer. Like, remember what? Like, remember know about Bavaria beer. You know, you see the thing about commodities and things like beer and all that kind of stuff. When you bring it, the people don't like it. The people will not buy it. They brought in the beer, and the people didn't like the beer. So the beer didn't sell. And when the beer didn't sell, but they were already owing the money, Buckeye. They brought in a beer that the people didn't like. Bavaria beer. When they brought that beer, now they were owing the government money. The beer didn't sell. They had to pay the money back. That is what Ben Senvi's got in trouble with. Oh, Ben Senvi's there. And Ben Senvi stole the government money. No. They took a loan, $45,000 loan. They brought in a product that didn't sell. Buckeye, you go bring beer, the beer can sell. Now you owe the government, you got to pay the government money back. Mm-hmm. The mango, they pay some of the money. I think Ben Senvi didn't pay about $20,000 of that money back. But Buckeye, the U.S. government gave money to people in this country. PPP loan. Yeah. You know what the government did? The government forgave the money. They said, you don't pay the money back. The PPP loan, they forgave the money. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. So at least the people brought the beer. The Ben Senvi family took the money to import beer. They brought the beer in the country. The beer did not sell. You understand? The beer did not sell. So now, everybody say Ben Senvi that stole the money. Because Ben Senvi, the politician, was so that what they made only now. But all the other people that stole the money, they have paid back. Yeah. The beer did not sell. If I knew my brother would bring a Bavaria beer, I wouldn't tell him. But what guy in the head is they won't bring Bavaria beer?
No,
like,
because
like
a lot of people
they let a
Heineken. Other people bringing beer, like Shintao beer is.
No, but Shintao beer. Wilson, the guy who bringing Shintao beer, Wilson was lucky.
Yeah.
Wilson was lucky. But because people love Shintao beer, mm-hmm. People love it. I think Shintao beer is more expensive than club beer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't know because you don't drink beer, but but the point I'm trying to make is, Ben Senvi did not steal the money. They brought in beer that did not sell, and they ended up with having to pay the money back. Bavaria, I don't think I've ever tasted Bavaria beer. But let's go back and take some more calls. So that is what happened, with the Ben Senvi loan. But when you're talking to I know some people probably say I'm defending.
Good morning.
Ben Senvi.
Good morning. Yeah, my name is Charles. I'm calling from Massachusetts, precisely Worcester. And I'm a little bit kind of differ with Costa because the point of concern here is the way the government dish out the money. It was not the appropriate way, and the way they selected companies. We all know what happened in Liberia, and he rightly stated it. People who should have gotten the money did not get the money. People who didn't have no business idea because they have political linkage got the money and they didn't pay back. And that's not fair to the Liberian people.
Most of the people that got the money,
to pay back the money, even though it's a business. We understand, and he understand. He applied for a loan and he got the loan, but he need to pay back.
Okay, and I'm not disagreeing with you. It's a loan, but when people make it look like they stole the money, it was not theft. They took the loan, they brought a beer. The beer did not sell because Liberians don't like the beer. They don't like Bavaria beer. I don't even think I would like Bavaria beer. You understand? But my brother, you are right. A lot of people took the loan who were not supposed to take the loan. But this is the way. What happened to the $3 million, the proper loan scheme? What happened to it? It just went in 10 years. It went in 10 years. That is the way we operate in Liberia. We take money and we Wilson was lucky. Let me tell you something. And I'm very happy for Wilson. I know some people can be jealous of Wilson. Wilson, the guy who imports Shintao beer. I'm very proud and happy. I'm proud of and happy for Wilson. You know why? Wilson, not my buddy, but I know Wilson, right? And Wilson is a Liberian man. Wilson started bringing that Shintao beer. I was like, what the hell is Shintao beer? But like, this was the first time we ever saw beer coming from China, right? Or beer from Europe and from America. But now we saw Chinese beer. But that thing took off. Shintao beer took off, and Wilson is a multi-millionaire today. I am so proud of Wilson. Very happy for Wilson. You know, the other day, Wilson bought Amin Muda's that beach property there. You know that? You know how much Wilson bought it?
And he have developed that place.
Baga, do you know how much Wilson bought it?
No.
$2 million United States dollars.
Wow.
Yeah. He ain't paid all cash down, according to what I heard. But the value is the sale is $2 million. Like Mel, I know some people when they see Wilson that block and be balling. And I so like bro, we all feel like it not sort of be your friend. It's sort of be you. Wilson, when I see Wilson, when I see my man Wilson, I can be happy for Wilson. When Wilson came down newly to hustle, when he started bringing a beer, Wilson, I want Russian gear. I know what I Wilson said, got a Russian gear. He said, got a Russian gear. Wilson, but you know, they said, man, with a Russian gear. The man won't find Russian gear. But Wilson is a very industrious, hardworking guy. Today, Wilson is a millionaire. I'm happy for Wilson.
Costa, the guy have developed that property. If you see it,
what has he built there?
It's no different. The company that did the Invisible Park just has the developed the Invisible Park. That's the same thing they carry there.
But in Jamaica, you not know Wilson Russian guy, yeah? In Jamaica, you yourself, I know you should be eyeballing the man Jew. You in Jamaica, you used to be looking at the man Jew with different intention.
They have basketball court, they have football field, they have tennis court, they have a lot of things in that particular area.
Imagine if a lot of guys like Wilson, a lot of people become like Wilson, successful business people. Just imagine. Oh, they say they're married now. Congratulations. I've not seen my man Wilson in a long time. I know when I sing a praises here, they will say, I'm doing PR. I don't even know that they've married. But I'll tell you this. Wilson is a very blessed guy. But what it takes also, Bwaka, Wilson did not give up. You are right, brother Castle. Wilson spent a lot of money on advertising.
Yes.
Sheen Tower used to have the big trailer. Bwaka.
Yes.
The float.
Oh, this Costa is spending money.
In Jamaica, there is some Wilson money.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, is some Wilson money for advertisement. You in Jamaica, you can tell how much money you here for Wilson for that advertising, but it paid off. But it paid off. Today, I'm so proud of Wilson. Wilson is a rich man. If the economy was doing even better, if the economy really, really all right, Wilson in Jamaica don't laugh. Tell how much money is from Wilson. the economy would be doing, and Wilson would be even richer. And Wilson get PMO. Wilson get PMO. But he got something to back up the PMO. George, people say I'm low on the MyTuner app. Could you please increase the volume? So you see me the way I am? When a Liberian person does well, whether they're in business, whether they're in some other area in the private sector, I'm very proud of them. And I always try to help them. That's all that I am about. You're never going to see me trying to pull down somebody who worked hard to get where they are. I will never do that. I'm not a part of that. Yeah. Today you see Wilson. Wilson lives a very good life because he worked hard for it. Let's go back to the lines and take some more calls there, okay?
077-0102-102-886-010383 555-102-102. The WhatsApp number is +231-888-624-171. Let me take this person.
Oh, in your matter, you said the man refused to get your contract.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Costa, and good morning, Boaka.
Yeah, your name is joining us from?
Well, my name is Isaac Jada, and I call you from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Welcome, Isaac.
Thank you. So, I have been regularly monitoring the show for many years now, but they were interested to know that this is my first time calling. And what really motivated me to call this morning is the question Mr. Costa asked as to how possible it is to determine what causes a fire accident or incident when the building is completely burned down. If that is possible. So I have come to say, yes, it is possible, Mr. Costa. In order to support my...
Tell us your background. Let them mention his background.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, hello? Give us your background. Are you specialized in a field?
Yes, of course I am. I'm a senior student reading fire science at a university here in Massachusetts. And so I think I have vast knowledge when it comes to... Okay,
fine. You are reading fire science. You don't have experience, but you're learning. Okay. So let's get you.
So like as I was saying, in order to support my statement, it will require a couple of things, and which will need fall within the allotted time per caller. But however, I will try to see if I can inject few points quick, just for the understanding of the layman. But before going forward, let me make this clear first. If it is true that the Liberian National Fire Service was not allowed to enter or access the facility that got burned, then I don't know what variable they used to derive.
You're a smart man. It is true they were not allowed.
That conclusion.
Yeah, so it was true that they were not allowed.
So we don't know. So if they were not allowed, then we don't know what variable they used to come to that conclusion. They will have to come back to see. But let me just say this. You see, on the first thing when we talk about fire, we just say fire. We must know what constitutes fire. What are the components of fire? Fire must have three elements that exist at a given time in a chemical reaction. And those elements are the oxygen, the material that is burning, and there must be a source of ignition, what we call the energy. And that is called the fire triangle. Now, it is based upon two elements. It is based upon two elements that determine how did a fire start, where did the fire start from? Because just as we all have a name, Waka, your name is Waka, my name is Isaac, Costa has his name. We all are noted for certain things. So when certain things happen, someone will say, oh yeah, I know Costa did that, or I know Waka did this. And that's a single fire. Every fire has its own name. Basically, in a home setting, we got three kinds of fire that might have existed. That would be the class A, B, and C. But for the sake of time, we're not going to go into depth how that happened. But what are some of the factors that can bring what we call logical conclusion when it comes to fire investigation? Because let me put this up first. In the study of fire science,
what made you fire service boss my own kind of power?
Because I said they will make fire service boss when the government come to power.
Wait, do I win?
Mr. Costa, can you please allow me to, just provide the information?
Yeah, just go ahead, my brother. We're listening.
Yes, in the field of fire science, there are 3 areas of focus. A lot of people will say concentration in the areas. There is. We have the area called the prevention. That is the first area of focus, and that can reach from anything like a fire extinguisher being placed in a home, in a business space, to smoke detector, to what we call the fire sprinkler system. Mr. Costa can bear me witness because he lives in the United States. I think even the home he lives in, under regulation, he has some fire extinguisher in the home and a smoke alarm.
I better write that in my basement.
Yeah, and those are people who fight the fire before the fire exists. And we have another group called the fire suppression. Those are actually the firefighters, the guy whose legs are in the booth and on the scene. And we got the third group called the fire investigator.
Yeah,
these are the guys who fought.
These are
the guys who fought.
I have a question. Can a fire get a facility and then through an extension cord, and the extension cord now burn, the entire place got burned? That's according to the Liberia National Fire Service. That's what it said. The fire was established by an extension cord. Can that happen? I want to know, because they are coming saying this was the cause of the fire. It was an extension cord. How did they know that fire was established by an extension cord?
Baga, can you let him finish the last part? You were talking about the last group is called fire investigators. So we will table your question, Baga, until he finishes his point. Isaac, please finish your point.
Thank you, Mr. Costa. So the fire investigator are the guys who fight the fire after the fire scene. Mr. Costa, if you bear me witness, in the United States, whenever there's a fire scene and the firefighter leaves the scene, you notice that they have a yellow caution tape around the area. That means that they don't want people to contaminate the scene till the fire investigation can come, because insurance company in the country don't want liability. And Mr. Costa, you will also agree with me that every home must be insured within this country. Yep. So because insurance company don't want liability, they rely on the fire investigator to establish the cause of the fire. If it was something done by accident, if it was something that could be prevented, or if it was an accident. So with that being said, I don't know how the fire service in Liberia really came up to that logical conclusion, because first and foremost, I don't know how many people we got in the Liberia National Fire Service that have a background in fire investigation, because there must be 2 routines to achieving that background. Either you go through the college means, which require many hours of college study, or you go through the apprenticeship. So I don't know how many people we do get in Liberia. But what I do know, to answer your question, Mr. Kambara, like I said, we got basically 3 kinds of fire, A, B, and C. So your question will fall under category C, which is Class C fire. And Class C fire are fire that have been caused or ignited from
What's wrong?
Fire Class C, or it was named Class C because it means that it was ignited based on either short circuit. Now, a fire extinguisher, or not a fire extinguisher, but an extension cord is capable enough to burn the whole building, because it has the propensity to ignite a fire. And like we said, basically there must be 3 elements that will constitute a fire: the oxygen, the element that is burning, which we call the material, and the source, which could be the ignition. So the ignition will be if there was a short circuit in that extension cord. It could initiate a fire. And every fire must have a source. And so the source of the fire matters. It matters a lot.
So bottom line is, Isaac,
and maybe see if you got a couple of questions for me.
Yeah, but Isaac said, and I like the way he laid his basis. Isaac said, and that's very objective. He said, Mr. Costa, if the guys are concluding that the fire was caused by an extension cord, is possible, given if they had access to the premises. That's what he said. Isaac, is that not what you said?
That's correct. And Mr. Costa, let me just say another thing quick before you continue with your statement. So Mr. Costa, I often hear you say you grew up in a village setting.
Yeah.
And so you must have this experience. When we in a village, because I had to grow in a village setting, I'm a village boy. I was just privileged to find myself in this environment. Mr. Costa, you know, when we about to cook our food, we try to light fire by means of wood.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice that when we try to connect the what we call the palm nut touch, where when you make the palm butter, that palm nut touch is what we use to light the fire, right?
Yeah.
When you blow in the fire, you notice that the smoke will be thick from the beginning. When you blow in the fire, we used to blow our mouth. The smoke gets thicker. Now, that stage in fire science is called the smoldering or the non-flammable stage. That is one of the unique stages in fire investigation that many people don't focus on. So the question will be, how do we then determine that the fire started when the whole house is burned down? As long as the flame stage stands and exists, you can determine, because, like I just told you, in that non-flammable state, the smoke content that is being generated because the oxygen is adding to the material. So in the case of the wood becomes the material. It's the one you're trying to get the fire in. So when the oxygen is acting upon it, what happens is that because it's in that smoldering stage, it tries to generate its own fire. So in order to generate a flame, the smoke content began heavier. So if you notice on the burning wood, between the wood that is not burned and where it is burned, you find that place is completely dark. And where the fire was blazing, you find that it's lighter. The reason being, whenever it enters the second stage that we call the growth stage, or we can refer to the flaming stage, the oxygen content now have absorbed.
We finish finding our fire.
Mr. Costa cannot just end the point. There is something we call the atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure plays a vital role in the existence of a fire. Our classical example will be while fire began very aggressive during the summer, then the winter, because the atmospheric pressure dictates to how many oxygen is being filled within the fire. So the oxygen content is what matters. Another example would be when you are cooking. Mr. Costa, you talk about cooking a lot. Myself love cooking. If you have a frying pan on the fire, and that frying pan engulfed into fire, the simplest thing to do is to cover the frying pan, which means you prevent oxygen from going to the oil, which is also a combustible material. And then you remove the frying pan from the copper, which means you have disconnected the source. And when you open the frying pan, there will be no more fire. But if you maintain the frying pan on the copper and continue to open it, there will always be fire, because you will get the source, you will get the material, and you will get oxygen adding to that.
Wow.
So it is possible that you can determine based on the variables in the various stages of fire. And so
Isaac, you have taught us a lot of
lessons. Take Isaac number for me.
Isaac, you should please text me your number, and at least we'll carry you to fire service so you get TJ minutes, so they can stop playing Checo and then they can play Checo.
Isaac, man. Salute to you, my brother. Salute to you.
Isaac, please text me your number, bro.
Isaac, text your number to us.
Hello?
Yeah, man, you good to go. You good to go.
Mr. Costa, you see, Mr. Costa, there is no one can rise above the way they think, right? Yeah. The issue, and I tell you this, Mr. Costa, many people, look at the fire service in Liberia to just be a place that people just go to play check, and you can't blame the guys, because the first thing, you cannot give what you don't have. We need a complete fire reform in that country in order to, first and foremost, get our guys ready to do the job. And two, we need to get the environment ready for the guys to do the job. Because when you want to have a safe environment, there must be three factors that must be certified. You must have safe people, that is people who have the know-how. You must have the safe terrain, that is the work environment should be accessible, the alley should be clear so that firefighter can access the alley to get to a building. And three, you must have the safe equipment, which is equipment that are ready, equipment that are being serviced annually, regularly, to make sure that the guys can respond. And when you don't certify the thing, you don't expect the guys to just make money.
Isaac, thank you. Thank you very much. One day we'll bring you back here. We're very impressed with your knowledge. We'll bring you back here as a guest. We'll discuss.
Isaac, we'll bring you back on the show, but just text me your number so
as a guest. Say your number to Wakai. We'll bring you back here. Well, Isaac is the future, fire service director under the Joseph Boaga government. We'll put Isaac there to reform the fire service. Boaga, let's take some more calls there. The guy is smart. He knows his field. He knows it well. Let's take some calls there, Boaga.
Everyone teaching off fire at 400 level.
Fire science. I never even knew they had something called fire science.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yep, your name is Johnny.
Good morning. Yes, I'm actually joining from Pennsylvania.
Welcome.
Yes, I would like to contribute to the show this morning.
You are most welcome.
Yes, my name is Charles Aita Williams, and my contribution is actually towards the contract aspect that Costa was talking about. But it seems like he's on all the topics right now, so I don't know if I can contribute towards that.
You can still do that. You can still do that.
Go ahead.
Yes, as far as being awarded to foreign companies and not Nigerians, I think it's an issue to actually be looked at. In the first place, let me give you a little background myself. I have a background in construction as well as civil engineering, so that and also project management. So that was one of the reasons why I was intrigued to actually call.
Okay.
But as far as the contract, normally contracts should be given to the lowest competitive bidder, and I think the problem that we do have in Liberia now is that we have not put into place a system that will allow for our own individuals who have the expertise to be able to actually bid for these contracts. So on that note, I believe that the institution in the first place has to be set up to give individuals those opportunities to be able to actually bid for contracts. But it seems to me that a lot of our individuals who have the educational background don't have the resources, don't have the equipment to actually bid for these contracts to be awarded. However, if we are bringing in foreign contractors, I think we should also ensure that our citizens are, if we do have foreign contractors who would get these contracts as prime contractors, then we should also have our own to have some of these contracts, meaning that they should be subcontractors based on their qualification and the resources, that will be the equipment that they have to actually get these contracts to produce the quality of service in terms of roads. It might be vertical construction houses, to name a few. That's just some of the things I wanted to kind of contribute towards the show today.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, my brother. Boaga, let him do you see his number? Take his number. We'll try to get in touch with him as well. We'll try to bring him on. So we can discuss this, because you see the reason why Liberian contractors, like there are lots of qualified, competent Liberian engineers who run construction firms, right? But they are left out because they favor the foreigners, and oftentimes they make the excuse that, oh, they don't have the equipment, or they don't have the money to pre-finance, all kinds of excuses. So we'll try to bring you on so we can discuss how it can be structured. Even if the Liberian contractors cannot get the contract themselves, at least they should be subcontracted, and a portion of the work should be given to them so they can do that in order to build their capacity over time. Is he still on, or he's gone?
Nope, he left. I got his number already.
Good. Send those both numbers to me. We can always say Liberians not ready, Liberians not ready. When will they ever be ready? We have to help them get ready. We have to help build their capacity. Their financial capacity, their technical capacity. We have to help them build, those capacities. Let's take some more calls there, Boaga. Very interesting. The last two callers. No offense to the previous callers, but these last two callers, very interesting callers indeed. Let's take 3 more calls, and then we'll call it a day. 3 more calls.
No, let me see. I guess I'm gonna Sunday here. Let me see if I can.
Hey, what's the song you were talking about, Baga? Somebody, yeah.
Listen, and they say, listen, I come and drop the song now.
Yeah, drop the song.
Yeah.
I will not campaign for you unless
I will not campaign for you. Olewa.
listen. Yeah.
What happened?
I mean, you can't find it. You can't find a song.
Wow, this song you're supposed to play. When if I go one stop, this song.
I will not campaign for you unless you.
What happened?
I mean, what are you doing now?
Baba, ask everybody about the banana. Listen, I stand by what I said. That's stupid. That's stupid. That means we're campaign.
Let me take it from the top.
I will not. That's stupid.
You know we can bring bring everything to you. You know, a lot of other people that will be playing this song. We already dropped it for y'all.
Yeah, we already dropped the song. And that's stupid. That's the name of the song. And that's Jesus man, and that's stupid. So that's the end of the song, right?
Yeah, the song they say it's a hit song already.
Yeah, it is a hit song. And that's stupid.
First time play on the Costa Show, the biggest platform, we greatest song, a hit song. No matter what it is.
Who made the song? Who made the song? This song, yeah, my man PD, you're right. We're gonna use this song here for campaign. Play again, brother. Play the song one more time. You know my favorite part in the song?
Unless you pay me. I'm not stupid. Listen to me. Listen.
Okay, so that Joey tell the man to listen to you, eh?
Yeah, Joey tell the man to listen to you. Listen to me. Everything, banana,
Agbana more than you.
Yeah. So
play play one more time, then we'll go.
Yeah, I'm trying to play one more time.
That's stupid. For in the campaign was small girl. The song is a hit song, man. The song is a hit song. So we'll send the song to Fangon. Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you so much, and have yourselves a good day. Bye-bye. What a comic relief.